Welcome everyone, this is Pineleaf Needles and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Andang,
Hey, everybody.
Terry Adwin,
Hey, hi.
Maven,
Hey, y'all.
Aerother,
Hello, everybody.
and Carvet.
At your service and your families.
And this week the big news is that the update 18.2, which was scheduled for last week, has been delayed.
Yes, Pineleaf Turbine did hear the call of players who were asking for more development time before the release of Update 18.2. They wanted more time, more work on the raid, and so Turbine did decide to delay Update 18.2 until July the 5th, and so it will be delayed, a whole week. I don't know if that's enough time to fix all of the issues, but apparently apparently Turbine thinks it was, and hopefully everything will be good, and we'll have a smooth launch day on Tuesday, hopefully. So, also, we still don't know if the Stablemaster Collection panel is going to be a week or two after. It looks like that is the case based on the current build of beta, because it's not in that either. So I'm assuming that the Stablemaster's Collections panel will still be a week or two after even this delayed release.
So, in case you haven't figured it out yet, that means that on Tuesday, July 5th, we will have some server downtime for Update 18.2.
That's right, Pineleaf.
So let's head into the store sales, which will not yet have the new things for 18.2.
No, but the free sample this week is a red, white, and sea blue die. Don't know why sea blue. Use coupon code July 4th one time per account. Also, 25% off Virtues, Virtue Bundles, Trait Slots, and Skill and Slayer D boosts. Yay.
Then let's head into the site news. And we'll begin with a LOTRO expansions giveaway. And why are we giving away some expansions?
Because, Pineleaf, it just seemed like the right time to do it, so I decided to give away some expansions. I really don't have a good reason other than the fact that they're all on sale.
Yeah, because they were cheap to get.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a deal. It was a deal. It was a good idea.
Because we were able to get $160 of stuff for $40 is the reason, Pineleaf.
All right.
And so anyway, we are giving away 13 expansions. This is our most valuable giveaway
awesome.
we've ever done
Hold
before.
on. You're on a Lord of the Rings themed game. You're giving away 13 of something?
Yes, Pineleaf.
Isn't that unlucky?
That's probably why we have all these Skype issues tonight.
Okay. You see, you should have got that extra hobbit to come along with the dwarves.
Should have, yes. But yes, we are giving away 3 expansion quad packs, and with one of those quad packs, we're also giving away a Helm's Deep expansion. So somebody will be going away with 5 expansions, all 5 of the LOTRO expansions, which is pretty awesome. And we do have a new giveaway method. The main reason was because the previous method was taking so long that honestly, if we didn't switch, we just would not be doing giveaways anymore, because it was just taking too long to find winners with the amount of entries we were getting. They were so popular that it just got too unmanageable. So we switched to this new system. Some people I know don't like it necessarily, but we tried to find the easiest process to do it, and this is what we ended up with. So hopefully people won't mind too much. Also, whoever ends up being the winner, or winners in this case, will just be sent an email with their code, and we will no longer be doing the whole validate email thing, because I was tired of waiting, a month to find who the actual winner was, because the first couple wouldn't be responding. So hopefully that will expedite the process and make it be a lot easier for us. And also, when we pick a winner, after the giveaway ends, the widget itself will actually display the winner. So it should be very easy for people to find out if they won after the giveaway is over.
All right.
Cool.
So let's head into the community events for July 1st through 7th. And is there anything coming up that anyone's excited about?
Well, Weatherstock, but not this week.
Not this
Weatherstock
week.
is in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks, but we do have the concert series that is starting up
Yeah,
now.
but it's going to be over with by the time this comes out on Monday.
You mean they're doing the entire concert series in one single weekend?
They are. They're doing the entire concert series this weekend. This weekend only.
Right, and of course, Hobnagin's Chicken League will also be over by the time the weekend is done, though I'm sure that will return at some point. Whenever Hobnagin's is here. Then let's head off into... the next two articles are Weatherstock concert series.
Yeah, the
and
next couple
Hobnagin's Chicken
articles
League.
are related to community events. You can skip them. I
Yes.
put them
So-
together for
I
easy
tell you what,
finding.
it is hard to make a witty comment when you're on mute.
Oh!
I talked to somebody today on my stream this morning who was a relatively new LOTRO player, and they were like, "What's this Hobnanigans thing?" And I said, "It's kind of like chicken hockey," and they about lost their mind. What?
It is chicken
This
hockey.
is a thing? I'm like, yeah, check it out. It was quite fun to watch the reaction in chat.
Yeah, that is a rather strange abuse of chickens.
Foul play, you're saying, Pine Leaf?
Yes, foul play is the appropriate term for it.
But
So let's
Wah,
head
wah, wah.
Oh, come on. It was a great use of the word.
let's head to LOTRO Academy After School Episode 6. And anyone find anything that they really found interesting during this one?
Well, I was there, so I shouldn't have to explain it.
Well, true. Anyway, our usual case of getting together for a live event at the Academy where various shenanigans happen. We discuss various
Including our
things.
Stump Pine Leaf segment.
Yeah, Brannick
which-
in the chat says that
Yes.
it's our best Stump Pine Leaf so far.
Well, that's because they're coming up with more and more obscure things that no one in the world would possibly know, right?
Interesting.
So let's head into an irreverent LOTRO player's psychological profile. Ooh, we're getting psychoanalyzed?
This article was fantastic.
And highly accurate, actually.
All right, and talking about the mentality of each of our various classes.
Basically.
Definitely gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, this article's
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
awesome.
It's highly great. Put it that way.
I was in TeamSpeak with Elise and Key when this article popped, and we were taking turns reading it out loud to each other. And I got to Loremaster, and I couldn't even finish it. It just completely broke me. I was laughing too hard to finish reading it.
Yeah. Now, I actually had read this article about, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's from the forums, so it's
Yeah.
a little bit outdated because it doesn't include Bjornings. But the bears don't need to be in everything.
And one of the things about it is, because one of the things I remember it is, minis are rarely seen without a big hulking metal-covered bodyguard. They think they like wardens, but they find it confusing at times. Wait, you don't want me to heal you? Huh? Oh, why? And that's back from the days when you could foul up a warden's entire rotation system by healing them because they could only regain power by going below 50%.
Aren't you glad that's no longer a thing?
Yeah. Good thing that's no longer that, because a random heal from someone. And so the second easiest way to kill a warden was to heal them.
It's fantastic
Yeah. So,
in so many ways.
Yeah. So that's no longer a thing. So let's then head out into Terry Adwin. I heard that you're opening up a new clinic.
No. But Flosen did this down with Bear's article, which he actually was pitching at me for an April Fool's article that I didn't end up writing. So he took it and ran with it and got with Zinger, and yeah, Hashtag down with bears. I supported 1,000%.
Yeah, Flosine and Zinger teaming up together. It's like cats and dogs. I mean, it's crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, but the sign here says Terry Adwin's down with Bear Support Center.
Yeah, and Zinger managed to catch a screen cap of me from somewhere.
Yeah.
Creepily, I'm sure.
Although it's a bit outdated because Terry doesn't wear that armor anymore.
Ah, well.
You do what you can do. Paparazzi can only do so much when they're working.
I was gonna say stalkers can only get so recent a photo.
I know, right?
All right. So let's then
Fantastic.
head into the family line. 97, The Company's Fate. And
Oh, that
it
was
looks-
good. Thanks for that
looks
overview.
Yeah, it looks like a nice long one to make it harder for us to catch up.
Well, I'm pretty sure at this point, Turbine can just hire this person to help them write all their stuff, and they'll write every quest ever. Because Tim just keeps writing, and it's just amazing how much stuff is going on and how it's still interesting and really good.
Then let's head into Letters to My Brother, Part 5. Those siblings are still talking to each other after 5 episodes.
That's good.
Well, it's easier to do when you're just writing back and forth and not having actual face-to-face conversation.
I guess you do have a point with that. And then we have The Critter's Journey, Part 30, Catch, Tickle, and Release.
Yep.
Fishing?
Nope. It's critters. There's no way to explain it. You're just gonna have to read it.
Yeah, actually, just from the title, I figured out where it had to be taking place at due to an appropriate quest in that area. And we have the next issue of Piney's Pictorial Primer of To Skirmishing, Breaching the Necromancer's Gate. That's right, we have arrived at Dol Guldur. So let's head into our weekend Lotro then.
It's kind of a down evening this
It
evening.
is, and-
The silence there was deafening.
I
What's
should
happening
say
is-
for everybody's
I mean, we didn't
we're
even
kind of
say
afraid to
congratulations, Pine Leaf. I know. I
yeah,
know.
for
Congratulations,
everybody's
Pine Leaf.
for everybody's benefit on the podcast version, because you didn't hear our pre-show, we basically had half an hour of just trying to figure out tech issues before the show tonight. So that's why we're
all low toned. We're very
yeah,
low-toned.
and I apologize also for the audio quality this week. It's just because we're on TeamSpeak. We're hopefully going to find a new solution that's hopefully, maybe, possibly not Skype or TeamSpeak next week. So we'll see. Now on to Weekend Lotro, Erithert.
Yes. I'm starting off. I'm still trying to turn my computer back on after it blue screened to death on me. So I don't have it up, but I
dear.
know what I did. So my warden is now Lurel 47, which is nice, or excuse me, 46. I lied. But I took him a little early and got his LIs just for the fun of it, because I was like, I'm in Angmar, I need all the help I can get. So I got my LIs and I decided to go hog wild. So I went to the Skirm camp and I bought a bunch of tier 7 relics.
Tier 7.
Whoa, awesome.
Yeah, and because they're cheap. I mean, they're not expensive at all. And because I had like 24,000 marks on my Guardian, on my account from my Guardian, doing just stuff here and there.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. But like a tier 7 relic's like 100 marks and 40 medallions. I was like, psh, sure. So I basically put tier 7 relics on my warden and got him up to, at level 45, I had him at like 7,500 physical mastery. And I found out that there's a cap for that at like 6,300 at that level. And I was like, cool. So I took some of those off and replaced him with like the vitality and critical rating, whatever tier 7 relics are. And so basically I got my warden all completely tricked out with a fancy pants new couple of LIs, and he's all good to go for resuming Angmar where he left off. Carv, what'd you do?
Well, I was trying to think of one single thing this week that was awesome, but I just had a lot of fun playing LOTRO, like the entire week, because I was off the computer, so I did a lot of stuff, but it was fun. Although I did discover that Elrond's getting kind of tired of the beard kissers doing backflips off his bridges every time we come through the valley. Especially
How do you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and yet Elrond will still keep calling you back regardless.
He never comes out of his library to like scold us or anything, but he's got like this face whenever we come in, and it's usually because like
It's not just you, Carv.
We'll ride into the valley, and I'll be like, "Hey, we're back in Rivendell," and then of course my lovely dwarven wife Bellarina turns around and sees that I've basically shucked my gear off to the side of the creek, and I'm running around just in my trousers. And she's like, "Oh my gosh!" And then I'm backflipping off, and then I'm trampling wet boots all over Elrond's shiny marble floors, and so, dwarves. Terry Adwin, how was your week?
Well, my week was kind of fantastic. Sarissa has been sort of working slowly completionisting Dunland, which is pretty great. Did a late night stream last night, and because I was up to the point where you have to do the Fort of Eisen instances in the epic story, and I didn't want to go through that alone again. So I figured, well, I'll turn the stream on and turn the camera on and let everybody see me cry. So yeah, there were tears, and there was a webcam, and it's archived on my channel, and I'll highlight it eventually. But then she started the Great River, and you know how you start out the Great River and you start in Thingolad, and there's that thing in Thingolad where there's an elf and a man, and it doesn't go well.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yeah, that's
I start reading the Elven chick's dialogue, and I read it in a voice like this. And then I decided that every time I got to my character's name, because the first quest she has you do, one of the first quests she has you do is you run around and you have to crush these weeds to release this odor. And in the dialogue, it's like, we elves don't touch these things because we know that they stink. So I'm going to have the stupid human go do it. So then, as I'm going through and I'm reading all of the dialogue, every time I got to where she would normally say my character's name, I substituted stupid human, and it was hilarious. So
That's funny.
That's if you're ever frustrated with elves, start substituting stupid race name instead of your character's name as you're reading it aloud to yourself. Trust me, it makes things so much better. It's hilarious. So Pineleaf, what did you do? Is Pineleaf next? No, Maven's next. Maven, what did you do?
Oh, I'm next? Oh,
You are next.
Actually, I did a lot of things. I only listed the one thing since it was supposed to have been TTFN night, but there was actually 3 things. But anyway, Aerothin, the Runekeeper, finally got her kindred with 300 riders. So she also got to go through the Forts of Eisen. Of course, now she's level 82. But she got to go through the Forts of Eisen and zip through the Great River, and is now just about to go into Rohan, and she's going to keep zipping until she gets to her level in Rohan. So that was cool.
Cool.
And I guess I can't talk about anything else, can I? Because I only get to do one thing. So I don't get to talk about how we tried to do the Silent Street on Tuesday night and just bombed at level 75.
We don't want to talk about that anyway.
Well, okay. All right. Or the fact that my Cappy is at 75 and just got his War Steed. Yay! Okay. Pineleaf!
Trying to sneak things in, aren't you?
No, she wasn't trying. She just straight up bulldozed
did.
that. That was a blitzkrieg of extra info.
So Pineleaf,
What was I up
how
to?
about you? Yes.
Alright. Then, on Landreval, my Loremaster, since Griff is flying solo now, I decided that while he was streaming in there, that I would go and finish up Volume 1, Book 2. Now, when you consider that my Loremaster is level 60, you think that's a little bit late for doing Volume 1, Book 2. And the reason why I went back to do it is because I had not 1, but 2 tomes that I could not use in my inventory for speaking with various animals, and I couldn't use them because I had not yet done that part of the epic storyline, since you can't unlock that skill until you finished book 2. So I went back, did it, and then did the quest in order to unlock those extra Loremaster pets. So now I have a fox and a cat following me.
That's on Landreval?
Cool.
Yeah, that's legible.
I think I got a couple extra ones hanging around somewhere.
Oh, okay. That would be good. That since I finally can use them now.
Since you finally can use them, yeah, I might have a couple hanging out somewhere. I'll have to check.
All right. Then let's head into news beyond Lotro, and our Middle Earth video highlights for this week is Song of the Lonely Mountain.
Yes, Pineleaf,
Which
this
is
is
fantastic.
exactly. It's another great Peter Hollins song compilation, and he has like probably, I don't know, like 30 parts in this thing. I mean, it's ridiculous. All him just recorded together, and he has such a cool like Thorin Oakenshield-esque outfit. It's just, oh, it's great. Whole video's great.
Right. We currently have 24 supporters on Patreon, and if you would like to join this illustrious rate of players to help support Lotro players, go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be a guest here with us on Lotro Players News. Now, we do have an email, though, from Aradactylian, and who'd like to read this week?
Oh,
we got
Not it. I didn't even know it was in there. Who snuck that in? Because it wasn't there earlier.
Yeah, who snuck that in? Who gets the
Andang.
emails, man? I wonder who that person is.
Okay, and then you read it then.
All right. Thank you. So yes, this was actually sent to us last week, and so when he says last week in this, he actually means 2 weeks ago, but I forgot to include this last week, so I apologize. We had so many tech issues last week that I just forgot about this, and so it's here now, and here we go. LPN crew. Great show last week. Thanks to Carve and Brannick for bringing about the best app of the century with the Pine Leaf Countdown. I had 2 questions for you. First, when and why do you use stealth skills? I'm in the lower levels, and the only time I have used it was when I was feeling lazy and didn't want to fight anything. Any other time I use it, it lasts like 30 seconds before I'm spotted. Any advice? And so I'm going to stop here and let everyone answer that, and then I'll read the rest.
Well, it depends on the class or the race.
well, assuming you mean burglar.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Well,
As a burglar, I use
Well,
stealth
I don't
all
know
the
if
time.
they're because this person is a warden. They may be a hobbit and they get hobbit stealth. I don't know.
well, no. If you're a warden, you get some short stealth skills.
You get some short-turn stealth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in fact, I usually use
Then it's
that
probably
when
warden
preparing
stealth.
to do an ambush, or if I want to sneak by. If I'm doing a skirmish, if I'm trying to solo a 6-player skirmish, if I could sneak around a venomous blood arrow, I'll do it because I hate those things in the 6-player mode. So
Doesn't
I
it come after you eventually, or
if you
or it just
sneak-
stays in the one spot?
Well, it depends on whether or not it's the gate opens up before or after the counterattack has been defeated. If it's one of those skirmishes where it opens up the gate, they come through, and the gate's open, and if you could just sneak around the counterattack group, fine. But if it's one of those where the counterattack crew come and you can't get through until after you defeat them, obviously, out of luck in that case. But yeah, I usually use it in setting up an ambush or when trying to go around somebody. And especially in skirmishes, because in skirmishes I have to be careful because of my soldier, because stealth and soldiers don't work very well.
Nope.
Good point.
But if I'm
Yeah,
setting up...
I would assume that this question's directed at somebody that's not a burglar, because if a burglar, you use stealth all the time.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
way of life.
Yeah.
unless you're on a horse. But then the question is more, when do you not use stealth as a burglar, as opposed to when do you use stealth?
Well, part of it is because being in stealth as a burglar just makes everything is more effective, so to speak.
Yep.
Like your hits will do more coming from stealth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just one of those things where it makes sense to just stay in stealth as much as possible. It's like a warg. That was one of the things, I've taken more than a few baby warg pups out to the moors, and one of the things that is always of prime importance, like, get back in stealth. If you're not actually fighting something or turning in a quest, you're in stealth all the time.
Right.
So it's just one of those things that you make it a habit, and then it's part of learning a class. Same as doing like battle prep on a warden. It takes a while to get used to, and like, when do you use battle prep? All the time. It's a matter of getting used to it.
Oh, with battle prep, it's in the rare occasions I remember it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
That too, but still.
All right, continue.
Oh, okay, Pineleaf. So the second question: why do you think the elves have a one-handed sword bonus as a passive weapon boost race trait? It seems kind of redundant for a passive, because if I wanted a sword bonus, I would play a race of man character because their sword bonus is better and more comprehensive.
My theory on this is the sword and bow was based on the idea of the elven archer hunter type character class, and B, they wouldn't have picked a spear because the warden wasn't even a class until years later, so having a spear proficiency for the elves didn't make sense. So it seems like the sword and bow proficiencies you get for the elves kind of lends towards the whole Legolas elven hunter
It even goes further back.
master
There
class.
must be a very long tradition concerning sword and bow. I presume it originally comes from Tolkien or something, because I know in D&D, for example, same thing is true. Elves get sword and bow bonuses.
Yeah, it
You
just
think it'd
seems
be
like
like a dagger and bow bonus if you were gonna stereotype Legolas.
yeah.
But I mean, to answer the question of why isn't elves sword bonus as nice as humans, because Termine doesn't like elves either.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, humans get the more martial weapons, and even though a sword is your stereotypical martial weapon, humans, being of a traditionally stronger cut,
Yeah.
are going to use a two-handed weapon more effective than an elf.
And also,
in theory,
it is a thing. It's nothing. Let me restart. In the Lord of the Rings, Aragorn and Boromir are listed clearly multiple times as a lot stronger than Legolas, because Legolas is kind of a wimp who runs on snow. But I mean, it's true. But they are listed quite a few times as stronger, so it kind of makes sense to have that be a thing. Like, if you're playing an elf, you're not playing it because it's the swarthiest, heftiest, muscliest race. You're playing it because of their elf eyes and agility
grace,
and hair, So
and their manly stance.
yeah, their manly hip jutted out stance. So yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense lore wise too. But it'd be fun to look into, to revisit, to maybe make, how many people would be mad if they changed that though?
Well, I've always thought that the elf buffs in general have been weak compared to the others, especially when you consider the elves are supposed to have been here forever and a day and know everything. So
Yeah, but the elves are always running around talking about how great is the sorrow in their heart, so
Well.
they can't possibly have
there's that
a
too.
uber set of buffs and stuff. So
They don't
they're
have a
always
vested
like,
interest. You're right.
And,
Yeah.
Don't
and they're
the,
just-
don't the elves always say, Why don't you quit bothering me? Is that the elves that say
Why
that?
are
It's
you
just
bothering
certain
me?
ones.
Why
no,
are
that's,
you
that's,
bothering me?
that-
No,
that-
actually, that's the men of.
Could
Yeah,
you
that's
imagine
men.
having to train an elf in like skills? I mean, they would be like the worst students possible. They would always be complaining about things, thinking they're better than their teacher, even
I
if it's
was
another
doing
elf.
this when you weren't even thought of.
That's
Another-
right. That's
well,
right.
No,
another-
wait. Wrong voice. I was doing this when you weren't even thought of.
No, the ones
better.
that really get me are
Stupid
the ones in
human.
Aragian that are like, "Hey, your issue is worthy of my time. I'm just doing the quest you sent me on."
Also, and when you think about it, the elves are actually probably the least sturdy of all the races in Middle Earth.
We're gonna get more hate mail.
We
no,
are.
it just that's not even an opinion. The dwarves are known for their sturdiness and their
Yeah.
solidity. Men are known for their strength in battle. Hobbits are known for their resilience. Elves are known for their
Knobbery.
Being able to
hair,
walk on snow.
age.
Oh, and
You
their
can address
songs.
your hate mail
Don't
to
forget-
Aerithert.
Don't forget their songs.
That's at Erithert on
so-
Twitter.
And they're
Yeah,
making fun of like
No,
dwarves
it's
and beards.
true. Like the elves are a noble race. They're not the gentle nobility isn't something that you'd connect necessarily with sturdy, swarthy, can
I don't
last
know,
under
you
anything,
know. I was just with the Elrond twins at Talmathedrus yesterday, and they get a little pissy with those guys. Like, how dare the guy get all uppity with me, up in my face about our history, or that I don't know his
that's so
history. They
great.
don't know our history. I'm like,
That is
dude,
so great.
dude,
I love that
chill,
quest
it's
text.
okay. I know. Oh,
Like,
really?
what are you
Just gets
talking
all
about?
pissed off.
These people have been here for like 5 minutes.
That's right.
So they're
He's like,
saucy.
he should know about our history. I don't need to know about his history. I mean, it's just like, dude,
Nice.
chill out.
You only get that if you're an elf, but yeah, it's pretty great.
Oh, very funny. Oh, that's right. I guess that's right. Oh, it was so funny.
And if you like elves or this podcast, you can send all emails to podcast@lotraplayers.com. Seriously, please don't send us hate mail. Alright, continuing with the email. Also, you have to kill 100 drakes to get it, and by that time, you find that many, unless you want to grind Gondaman, and you find that, that many, the bonus just isn't worth it compared to the relative ease it takes to earn the race of mans. To me, it makes more sense to give elves a spear bonus for a few reasons. First, no other race has one, while both men and elves have a sword damage bonus. Second, it makes classes with elves more flexible and unique. What I'm saying is, I know it takes resources and testing to add something or change it so that I am not expecting a change. However, a spear damage bonus on an elf makes more sense to me than a sword.
I don't think a spear damage
know
bonus
what?
would be with the lore any.
Elves have a bow damage bonus too. They're just lucky they get 2.
What do
Yeah.
hobbits get?
Clubs.
Hobbits get clubs.
Clubs, that's
Dicks.
right, yeah.
I think hobbits should get a rock bonus. Especially hobbit minstrels. Could rock it out.
Thanks for such a great show. He clearly wrote that before this week. Art Ithalian Woodstalker, level 29, Warden, Arkenstone.
Right, and if you would like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@lotraplayers.com. You can also follow us at Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, LotraPlayers @LotraPlayers, Andang @PVMP_Andang, Erithert @Erithert, and Carvet @CarvetLP, Maven @TolkienMaven, Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles, and Terry Adwin @Terry Adwin. The Players Alliance has 4 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News. On the last Friday of each month at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Academy After School. Every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, technical difficulties willing, is LOTRO Players News. And every other Saturday after LOTRO Players News is Tales of the Free Folk, also assuming that technical issues help allow us to do so. You can join us for our live shows at lotraplayers.com/live. Thank you everyone for listening. This is Pineleaf Needles reminding you just skirmish responsibly.